Welcome to the Veterans Corner, and thank you for inviting us into your home today. I'm Greg Gagne, a veteran advocate. The Veterans Corner primary mission is to help veterans with employment, and the secondary mission is in meeting their needs by bringing employers, nonprofit agencies, and veterans together. We do this by interviewing employers, nonprofit agencies here on the Veterans Corner. So if you are a veteran or know of a veteran that needs assistance, give me a call at 315-3259. If you are an employer or a nonprofit organization who wish to participate on the show, just give me a call at 315-3259 as well. This is a free service. Let's make a difference this year for our veteran heroes. For our guest today, we have Ms. Kailyn Daniels. She is the tobacco treatment coordinator here at the Cardiovascular Institute on Ambassador Caffrey, and she's here to see if she can spread the word around what she does about this program. Okay, Ms. Kailyn, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How
Thank
are you?
you. Pretty good, pretty good.
Good.
So tell us, just give us some background about the Cardiovascular Institute as well as the program, and we'll go from there. So go for it.
Okay. The Cardiovascular Institute was founded in 1983 by Dr. Craig Walker out of Houma. And it started out with just him, and he saw a need in the community to bring cardiovascular services to the entire Louisiana area.
Okay.
We've now grown to over 16 clinics. We're in Mississippi and Alabama, and we have several clinics right here in the Lafayette region. We have over 60 physicians now and 600 staff. So
60 physicians.
Yes,
Oh, okay,
sir.
that's something.
It is. It's fantastic. And as part of Dr. Walker's mission, he wants to ensure that all of our patients have the best access to quality care
Okay.
and to anything that can further improve their health.
Okay.
They're dedicated to taking care of their hearts, and they recognize that part of that is making sure that anyone who smokes has the opportunity to quit.
Yes. Well, the thing is, when it comes to opportunity to quit, as we know that it's a habit that really we don't need, but it's there, and it's hard to break sometimes.
It is.
And you take them through the process, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. And so what we do is we have partnered with the Smoking Cessation Trust.
Okay.
So in 2011, a judgment was finally reached in a 14-year lawsuit.
A 14-year lawsuit?
14 years went through the court system,
Okay.
and the judgment was finally reached,
Okay.
ordering the big tobacco companies to pay for a smoking cessation program.
Okay.
So they were ordered to pay for doctor visits, medication, group, and individual counseling. And so CIS, seeing this as an opportunity to help serve our patients, jumped on that. And so now all of our clinics participate in the smoking cessation program.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, that's good to know. To be honest with you, I never knew that you guys existed. Other than I see the building outside saying
Right.
cardiovascular, and to me that's the heart.
Right. Right. I mean, and I've worked in the Acadiana region for my entire professional career for the past 8 years, and I wasn't even aware of it until I started looking into other job opportunities.
Yeah.
To see this and see the potential we have to grow this program and get the word out to more patients is astounding. The number of providers in our region who weren't aware of it, primary care doctors, internal medicine, that's our goal, is just to continue to spread the word so that way we can ensure that everyone has the opportunity to quit. Because this fund, we only have it for 10 years.
When did it start?
We started rendering services, or the trust started rendering services in 2012.
Okay,
So in the
well,
year
you're in 4 years.
2022,
Okay. It's going to shut down.
It will shut down.
Well, in the meantime, for those of us who are in that position that need that treatment, please contact her.
Absolutely. And to be eligible for all of those free services, the doctor visit, medication, group, and individual counseling, they just have to meet 2 criteria. They have to have smoked a cigarette before September 1st, 1988. So that's typically anybody in Louisiana who is over the age of 40.
Okay. So that eliminates the younger generation?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
We have some individuals who may have smoked their first cigarette when they were 8, 10 years old even.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they are, the way it works is we submit an application and then the trust reviews it.
Okay, so technically it's based upon the individual and what their habit is at that time.
Correct.
And
Their
when
smoking
it
status.
started. So even though it has a limitation, say starting after 40, that you still may get in if you're a little bit younger, based upon what.
Absolutely.
That's right. What you did as far as smoking is concerned. I know that, like I said, I never knew about your program, but what is the success rate, the success ratio of it? Because I know smoking is a very addictive habit. So, what kind of percentage, maybe, if I'm not trying to put you on the spot,
Right.
I'm just give me a ballpark figure. I mean, I'm not looking at this is the way it is,
Right, absolutely. And of course it varies depending on what form of treatment a patient decides they want to participate in.
Okay.
We're seeing a much better success rate with our patients who participate in the individual and group counseling,
Okay.
as well as the doctor visits. Because like you said, it's a habit, and it takes a lot to break that habit. And so that's why we have, like, I'm a clinical social worker, and the rest of our staff are all trained. They're either counselors or have gone through the training
Okay.
to provide that support, that guidance for behavioral change. Because we can give you the medication, but unless you're committed to making those behavior changes, recognizing what your triggers are,
Okay.
recognizing what's leading you to smoke, it's going to be hard to break that habit.
Yeah. When it comes to the success rate, since it is a judgment that was passed against the tobacco, so anybody gets involved with this program, they're not required to pay anything?
No.
So this is a free service because of what's going on?
Correct.
Okay? Well, I tell you what, we're about finishing this first segment, believe it or not, but we'll be back in a second or two. We're back with Ms. Kailyn, and she's going to continue the information that she's supplying to us. So, Ms. Kailyn, it's on you. I think when we left off, you were about ready to end the program, but you're starting another one. So where do we pick up from here?
So I guess the best thing is to talk about all of the services. So we mentioned that they can have provider visits, medication, group, and individual counseling. All of our providers within CIS, our physicians, our nurse practitioners, support our program. And so if anyone's interested in smoking cessation, the first step is we meet with them. We do a little intake session where we get some of that smoking history. We find out what they've tried, what they've done, what has been their barriers. And then we get them set up with one of our providers to talk about the different medication and nicotine replacement options.
Okay. When it comes, I don't want to stop you, but when it comes to medication, what are you referring to? This is something you have to have a prescription for?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
For it to be paid by the trust, they have to have a prescription.
Okay.
So certain things are available over the counter, but for it to be paid by the trust, it needs a prescription.
Okay.
The medications are Chantix and Wellbutrin or Zyban. And the nicotine replacement options are the patch, gum, lozenges, and Nicotrol inhaler and nasal spray.
Yes. Well, I know there's a lot of information there. With what medication do you think, or really depends upon the individual, that has been more successful?
Of course, Chantix is one that if a patient can tolerate it, they don't have side effects.
Okay.
They tend to do very well with it.
Okay.
And that's a big part of my job is making sure our patients aren't having side effects. that they're
Okay.
taking the medications as prescribed,
Okay.
and that they're continuing to follow their treatment plan.
Okay.
Because if they're having side effects, they're not going to continue to take
That's
it,
right,
and they're
right.
going to get discouraged.
And they may not come back to you if that's what's going
Correct.
on. But as long as
Correct.
you're in contact with them on a consistent basis, maybe like 1 or 2, 3 days, hey, what's going on?
Absolutely.
You know, it gives them confidence that you have their best interest at heart.
And that's the feedback we've gotten from our patients. Is
Okay.
They tell us that they feel like we are invested in them. They're not
Okay.
just a number. They're not just a patient.
Right.
We care about them, and we do. We want to ensure that their health is taking priority and that they are taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
So I call all of our patients who have a provider visit at least a week to 10 days at the longest after that first appointment, just to see how things are going,
Right.
discuss the medication or nicotine replacement that they're on, and kind of see what their barriers have been to quitting at that point. Try to feel out where we need to go from there to help them quit.
Well, if it's within 10 days, I would think you also tell them that if for some reason your physical nature has changed to someone, let us know.
Absolutely.
Don't wait. Don't
No.
wait. Please get in contact with us so we can look at it again and try something new.
Absolutely.
But I didn't want to stop you, but you want to roll there. So if you
Yeah,
can
of
continue.
course. Absolutely. All of our patients have our contact information, and we encourage them. We're open doors. They can call at any time if they have a problem. We have a call center that is open.
24 hours a day?
It's not 24 hours
Okay,
yet.
see.
It's getting very close
Okay.
to 24 hours.
Okay.
They are open through the late evening hours, early morning hours.
Okay. Okay.
And a nurse practitioner is always available if they're having a severe medication issue or need to be evaluated if they need to go to the hospital for
Yeah,
any reason.
yeah.
So our patients have access to that as well.
Okay.
And then
And of course, you also have walk-in. I mean, if
absolutely.
okay, don't turn them away.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, you're right.
Definitely.
But as far as you said, Chantix, right? What other programs that you were involved with trying to help the help the smoker rather achieve their goal?
One of the things that we find our patients who participate in have great success with is our group counseling.
Group counseling.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. I have in the Acadiana region, I have a group in New Iberia.
Okay.
And that group has done phenomenally well. I have anywhere from, on an average day, I usually have about 8 participants in that group.
Okay.
And like this past week, for example, all of them had quit.
All of them had
All
quit?
of them had quit. Yes, sir.
Sounds kind of weird.
It does, but they have been attending the group for some time now and continuing to support each other towards their quit journey.
Okay.
And so for them, it's great because they get the support of other people who may have been struggling with the same thing.
Okay.
And they feel validated. They're like, okay, I'm not the only one who's dealing with this.
That's right. That's right. That kind of got me when you said they all quit. So I'm sure there's others out there in New Iberia that's coming to your counseling as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it just so happened that week we had 2 patients who had been working at it for a while, and they were able to come in and say, I quit.
I quit. I quit.
The others had been in various stages. I have one gentleman, and he has been quit. It'll be a year in February.
Okay, so whenever you say quit, they've been in the program for quite some time.
Correct.
It's not just 1 week, 2 weeks, I
Right,
quit.
right.
So it's just as an ongoing thing.
Yes, yes. Our patients, we do not turn them away for group or individual counseling. There are limits with the trust as
Right,
to how
right.
much, how many doctor visits are paid, how much of each medication and nicotine replacement is covered. But we've made it a policy at CIS, if any patient wants to participate in the group or individual counseling, we're not going to turn them away.
Right,
we want
right.
to ensure they're getting that continued
Yes.
support.
Well, when it comes to veterans, I'm sure there are a lot of veterans involved in it as well.
Absolutely.
So I hate to say this, but we're coming to the end of our second segment, and we'll be back in a second or two.